stand as a people with one song, with one voice. We're a nation undivided and poised. We will take a stand and build our land in faith to defend what is ours. Here we are as a people with one heart for one cause.
Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I hope you are having a great day or you've had a great day depending on when you're listening to this. And you are also welcome to another episode of Le Convo, and I am your host as usual, Andrea here. And today we are going to be talking about the looting palliatives and the hoodlums attack. And if you notice at the beginning of this episode, we had a few seconds of silence, and that was in honor of those whom we have lost during the NSAS protests, and also those who have been victims of police brutality even before the protests began. So, yeah, I know it's been a really heavy month for the whole country. But anyway, I hope you're doing good physically, mentally, spiritually, and you're taking care of yourself. So, now let's go to the topic. So, COVID-19 palliatives contributed by organizations, non-governmental organizations, by other private bodies, were stocked in warehouses. Now, locations were leaked and people ran there, jumping on each other, and I heard people died. I heard a few people died in different states, at different locations trying to get food, which is a very terrible scenario. Like, I can just imagine. It's like the whole country is hungry. Honestly, it's crazy. I just don't understand. And on a lighter note, I saw this video of a Calabar lady. She was speaking in Efik anyway, and someone helped me to translate it. And she did say that she was she could not stand the body odor during the stampede, and so she had to leave. That she would rather stick to a bar than struggle for Indomie. Anyway, that's on a lighter note. And the hoodlums attacking people's stores, people's businesses, taking things that they've worked so hard for. It's really not nice. Like, that's not what this protest is all about, is it? Definitely not. Anyway, so I do have a friend. His name is Ode James Abaje. Now he's not here physically with me, but I did get a message from him, and I'm going to share it with us, with you know you, of course. I've listened to it, but yeah, I can listen to it again. So he did air his mind about all the events that have been happening, and let's hear from him. Okay.
The topic, my opinion on palliative looting and hoodlums attack. First of all, I would want to start with Isaac Newton's theory that says to every action there is a reaction. If you act, there is every possibility that someone would react. So I would want to say that our government has actually failed us. Our leaders have actually failed us by not distributing palliatives that were meant for us. When I mean us, I'm talking about the masses. Most of these things were actually contributed by philanthropists. Most of them were actually by the state government or even the federal government. I wouldn't know. But what I know for sure is that most of these palliatives were given by philanthropists and entrepreneurs who wanted to help. So for the government to actually loot them and keep them in their own confines is something that I feel is abominable. To me, is an abomination rather. It's a misnomer. It's not the right thing. It is not supposed to be so. Because the people you are supposed to protect, the people you are supposed to fend for, the people you are even supposed to feed are the people you are starving. Now, let's also understand that in as much as most persons are actually doing well, maybe they have something to eat, there are millions of Nigerians that don't have anything to eat that would have benefited from the palliatives. I am not saying that the palliatives would have fended them for their lifetime, but at least it would have helped. So, for our government, for our leaders to actually loot them and keep them under their custody without giving them out, I think is not really a good one at all. They have failed us in that aspect. They have really failed us. And this is actually one of the reasons why the youths are on the streets, or we are on the streets protesting for SARS to end. Initially, it started with the SARS, the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, whatever, of the police force, because of the way they kill indiscriminately. But at the end of the day, there were so many connotative and denotative derivations from the SARS, which meant so many things to so many people. It was all about ending favoritism, it was all about ending what's it called, discrimination. It was all about ending bad governance. It was all about ending so many EU practices carried out by the government. So it wasn't just about the special anti-robbery squad anymore, but it was about ending bad governance, corruption, and so on. So those were the agitations of the youth, and of which at the end of the day, looking at the palliative looting, you understand why the youth protested, and it was a peaceful protest. You understand? The government has actually failed us. And to me, I feel the protest was a right thing. Because just like I said earlier on, to every action, there is always a reaction. The government has actually done so many things to us, to the citizens. I'm not even just being particular. Okay, fine, I understand the youth, yes. But let's be frank, has bad governance only affected the youth? What about the poor mother and father that are in the village? What about the poor mother and father that have actually served the federal government for years and they are yet to be paid off? So you see, it is not just about the youth alone, but the youth are carrying it on their head because they know that they are the people that actually can speak and speak with actions. I feel in as much as the youth actually want a voice, I still feel that somehow the youth are actually their problems. Just like POC Ume's ambassadors of poverty, one of the lines says, they have their heads abroad and have their anus in Nigeria. That means they have their investments, they have their families, they have their children abroad, well trained in sophisticated schools, and they have their anus at home. That means all they do is defecate. They just give us remnant. And now we, the youth, we actually dance to their tune. I want to actually believe that most of the hoodlums that attacked the peaceful protest were youth. No, we are youth. We've seen clips, we've seen videos. They were youths. They hijacked it, and I want to believe that for sure that those youths were sponsored politically. It's very possible that they were sponsored from the opposition party, which is PDP, or it's also very possible that they were sponsored by the ruling party. So that there will be a reason to say that this is no longer a peaceful protest. So the hoodlums attacking the peaceful protest is never a good idea. So as to end this now, by the opposition party, because by the protest on the streets might have ended on the street might have ended. If you remember, everybody wanted to hear from Mr. President. Mr. President came out and blabbed. He never said anything meaningful. He never even addressed the bone of contention. He just said all he wanted to say and he left. Nobody would actually kill Mr. President. So for now, I think it has actually quelled the peaceful protest on the streets. But all I know for sure is the peaceful protest is still going on online. And you know that there's a saying that says that you fight and run to fight another day. So just imagine if we all go to the streets, protest, and we are being attacked by these hoodlums, some killed and so on, some even shot at by the security personnel that are supposed to protect us. Then who are we fighting the future for? Who will now stand and correct some of these ills? So I feel that it's actually a good idea that the youth have actually withdrawn from the streets. Now everybody has embarked online to protest. But be that as it may, all I am very sure of is the even the protest on the street has not ended, because someday, if some of these issues are not addressed, the youth will actually fall back to the street again and protest. That one is for sure. Is highly for sure. If these issues are not addressed, they will definitely come back to the streets. Then, now, this protest, mind you, protest must not actually be on the street. We can protest in different forms. Protesting online is actually a way of protesting also. And protesting online also draw international bodies and other bodies to come and see what's happening. So, if with the emergence of the Youth Democratic Party, is also a way of protest. It's also a way of protesting peacefully by saying, okay, we want our voice to be heard. We are tired of all the gerontocrats in the country. We want our voice to be heard. So bringing out the Youth Democratic Party is also a way of saying this protest has not ended. Be mindful and be watchful of the youth. Thank you.
Okay, I'm sure we all got that. Thank you very much, Ode James, for sending in your message. I'm sure we all learned a thing or two and we all understand his point of view. So I think the unfolding events in the past month is also an eye opener to all of us, to youth especially. I believe that there are lots of analysis of elections, past elections, whereby the youth do not really come out to vote, and the ones that come out to vote at the end of the day, their votes are being destroyed, and it's crazy, I know, but I think this is also an eye opener for us to learn and know that the change is in our hands. If we really want to make a change, we have to do something about it. And it's not just about protesting, but when it's time to vote, come out and vote and choose your leader and choose wisely. So, guys, we've all learned from this and we hope for a better Nigeria, and we hope that we all personally, individually, will find a way to make a change in our own different locations, in our own different ways, everywhere we go. So that's my time. Thank you so much for listening today, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you share, and don't forget to leave your comments, please. Okay? Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.
We'll defend the land. We believe in this nation.